Hi, this is Lisa Kelly, Notre Dame author and class of 1993, and you are watching the Two Irish Brothers Show. Cheers and go Irish.
Brady Quinn on first down, plenty of time. Down the sideline, has his man, but the ball hangs up.
How's it going, everyone? I am Sean Moriarty.
I'm Benjamin Walters.
And this is the Two Irish Brothers Show. Now, you guys know the drill. We tell you every video. Hit that subscribe tab in the bottom right-hand corner. Like or dislike the video because it helps with the algorithm purposes. And make sure you hit that bell icon so you always know when we upload new material or go live on this channel. Hit that bell icon. It's important. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? This is a bonus video, if you will, for lack of a better term. And first off, he's back. Let's welcome Ben.
Thank you. Yep, I actually have my voice back, so there you go.
Is it
beginning of the week? I didn't have much of a voice Monday, Tuesday. Like, it was hard doing my job and stuff Monday, Tuesday because I didn't have much of a voice. But yeah, we're back to full strength, if you will, and yeah, I'm excited. I'm glad it all smoothed itself out by the time that it was time for Notre Dame. So yeah,
perfect timing, that's for sure. Now, was it pretty much laryngitis?
Yeah, I mean, I never got it like full actually diagnosed, but yeah, probably something like that. So,
well, all I know is I remember talking to you Saturday when we were getting ready to go with Matt Shelton, and yeah, you sounded terrible, dude.
I did. It was pretty rough.
And speaking of which, real quick, since I brought that up, I want to take this time, and both Ben and I both want to take this time to give a special shout out and thank you, which I've said this to him numerous times already, to Matt Shelton. He really did a lot for us this past week. He really bent over backwards to do the interview and do the bonus preview, which was really exciting because that's the first time here on our channel, Ben, that we've had a former Notre Dame football player do a preview with us and or one of us. And it sucked. It sucked that you couldn't be there, Ben, but I got to ask you this question. Did Matt earn his stripes? Did he?
Oh, yeah. He earned his stripes. Oh, yes. Very much so. Very, very much so. He earned his stripes.
Well, there you go, Matt. It's become official. Ben has given his seal of approval, and you have now become an official colleague of the Two Irish Brothers Show and progressing into a good friend of ours. And again, we can't thank you enough. And all you guys, make sure to go check out the link that I'll have posted down below to where you guys can get Matt's book, Rising Through Every Fall. And if you buy it through his website, you get a signed copy. So make sure to go check that out. But something, Ben, that I wanted to tell you personally that I did not tell you off camera. It was awesome sitting down with Matt, interviewing him, and then him doing the preview with us. But being honest with you, buddy, I missed you, and nobody can replace you.
I appreciate that. I really do. I very much appreciate that.
You are probably one of the best friends that I've ever had, and you really are irreplaceable. And I'm glad that you're feeling better. I'm glad that you're back. And Matt did tell me he'd like to come back on. So even though you didn't get a chance to do this first opportunity, there will be another one in the future.
Yeah, for sure. Yep, for sure. But let's get focused.
Yes.
We have a prime time matchup to start the season as Notre Dame fans. And it seems like every season now we're having prime time matchups to start the season.
And this is going to be all you, man. This is going to be all you.
Starting the season with a bang. Texas, it's great. It's absolutely fantastic. Another SEC opponent, if you will, in the A&M Aggies.
Right.
And this is going to be a really fun and interesting game in more ways than one. And the biggest one I think we're all talking about is the fact that A&M is being led by none other than Elko.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And that's going to make it really, really interesting. really, really interesting, to say the least.
Well, and I said the same thing with Matt when he was on here. There is just connections galore between these two teams, and you really can go in a circle around with it. And I'm not trying to take anything from you, Ben, because you deserve most of the time on here, because I've already said my piece, and of course everybody that's watching this wants to hear your opinions on stuff. But real quick, you could go in a circle with all the connections between these two teams. You have Riley Leonard, who was coached by Mike Elko at Duke. Riley Leonard obviously came to us at Notre Dame. He's here with us for this upcoming season. Yep. Mike Elko used to be the defensive coordinator at Notre Dame, so he knows a lot about how we do things defensively, which gives him a slight advantage. But then, what were some of the other connections?
I mean, it's just
it goes back and forth.
Elko. The biggest one's Elko. It really is, because this is going to be a really passionate and what's the right word I'm looking for here? It's going to be a very unique game situation, because these players on A&M are going to want to play for Elko in this situation. And it's not like we don't already give teams a motivation to beat us. So it makes me nervous. It makes me really, really nervous. This does. That, we have one of those where there's multiple reasons. I mean, the biggest one is to win the game. That's the biggest one. But, this is going to be a crazy one. And we're on the road. We're in College Station this time around. There's no crowd on our side. And the 12th man is a real thing with the A&M Aggies.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Well, and also not to mention the fact that the last time in general that we played in the state of Texas, we had a shootout with the Longhorns in Austin. And could it be the same thing here? Myself, I hope not. I hope we take care of business and make it a nice little comfy lead to win the game. And I know people love the heart attack stuff. Myself, I don't. But no, this game is important for a lot of reasons. Not just because it's the start of the season, but this Aggies team is another team that's just like us. They're trying to jump back into the thick of things when it comes to the playoffs and winning the championship. And we're trying to prove to people that we belong as well. And Marcus Freeman entering his third year at Notre Dame, we all know I think you said it best a few weeks ago, the folklore with Notre Dame head coaches in their third season. Everybody knows that. Now, could Marcus Freeman be one of those guys? I think it's a strong possibility. I mean, it's going to be an uphill battle, but he can get it done as a coach with this team. But the thing is, it's just with this unique circumstance of all the connections here between the two teams, it's going to be it's not going to be easy. And I'm not saying we're going to go out there and win by 50 points, but we could be in for a battle. There's no question about that.
Yes. Yeah. An Elko squad, you have to be ready for it. You have to. I mean, that's just the bottom line. And I think this A&M team is going to be a pretty good team. They're coming off of a 7-6 season last year. And a lot of their losses were very close losses. Very close. There were only a handful of games where they were legit dominated. So this is a team that is very, very good, and I think they're going to be very underrated. But I have a lot of faith in this Freeman-led Notre Dame team. I feel like this is the year. This is the year to take that jump, to make the playoffs and make a deep run in the playoffs, whether that's being an actual national title appearance or a semifinal appearance and loss. I feel like that's where we're headed this season. And I feel like this A&M game is going to set the tone. And you'll see my prediction later with this game. And I think the eyebrow might be a little raised on this prediction. But we have a very special group of guys this season that have been through it. And I think Riley Leonard is the real deal. I really do.
Well, and Mike Elko even said himself that he's worried about playing against Riley Leonard. I mean, he would know best of all because he coached him until he got hurt anyways. He coached him last season. He saw firsthand what he can do. But of course, it always starts at the quarterback spot. But let's look across the whole team here. There's a lot of returning guys, along with a lot of veterans coming in from the transfer portal, especially at the receiving core with guys like Chris Mitchell and Bo Collins. And personally, Ben, when it comes to the defensive side of things, and I told Matt this, I think our defense is better than last year, as crazy as that may sound.
I tend to agree with you there. I legit agree. I think we are a stronger squad this year, defensively wise. Which is crazy to think about because we had a hell of a squad last year.
Yeah, exactly. And when the thing is, when you have all these young guys stepping in, which I know that concerns a lot of people, but you have a balance with veteran leadership, like with Ben Morrison still in place and Jack Kaiser coming back and Jordan Patello. These are guys that these younger guys can lean on and learn from, and just give them the opportunity to pick their brains and really develop at a fast pace. The only concern that I truly have, and I know we could talk about positions across the board, and I want to know what you think of this. And I know this is worrying a lot of people in the fan base as well, but we have a couple of new offensive linemen stepping in that have been named starters. And you got a couple of veteran guys sitting on the bench.
Yep.
So what is your opinion on that? Do you think the offensive line is the biggest concern that we have, or do you think it's something else?
I think once again the big concern is, can the wide receiver core elevate their game? Can they elevate to a level that is a Georgia, a Clemson, an Alabama, an Ohio State? That is what I worry about the most.
I think that's fair.
I think they have the potential. I do think they have the potential to be that, but can they? Because it's not like last year. But this year we have healthy guys. It seems like we know who's who. But can you elevate your game and can you become a solid wide receiver core that is threatening every time you get on the field?
Yeah. Well, and I know that Coach Freeman, he said that he wants to play like 7 or 8 receivers in this game to get the right matchups. And, it sounds like they feel really confident that they have the group to be able to do that.
Right.
That no matter what string it is, even if it's the third string receiver on whether it's out of the slot or wherever, they feel comfortable they can get that done. And not to mention the fact you got the tight end group who is going to contribute to that. Mitchell Evans, I think he's poised to have a breakout year. And I got to tell you one thing, and I don't know if you've seen the official depth chart, but it didn't exactly say that he was on the bench. How they always say this guy, the keyword, or another guy.
Right.
But it said Chris Mitchell was the second guy for his particular spot, and which I was kind of surprised by that. Like, how do you have a guy that's coming off a 1,000 plus yard season, 7 or 8 touchdowns, and he's what looks like technically number 2 on the depth chart.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what transpires come game time.
Yes, it will. And of course, I'm And I always feel this way about every first game of the season, basically because we're entering the land of the unknown, if you will. Like
Yes.
with all these new faces, how are they going to gel?
Yeah. Yep. And this is going to be a challenge for Notre Dame because we really have no tape on A&M. Like we do when we don't. Like the players. Like there's certain tape on players that some of their tendencies. But when it comes to like offense, defense, special teams, we really don't know anything because this is a new staff. So, Notre Dame's going to have its work cut out for them in this game.
Well, from what I saw in one of the previews from other websites and other pages and whatnot, it sounds like one of the biggest advantages that we have and where Notre Dame needs to attack is our receivers against their secondary. Now, I'm not saying their secondary is bad or anything, but that sounds like that's the best matchup in our favor.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see what Marcus Freeman has up his sleeve. We'll see if that turns out to be the case. But all I know is I get that with every game there's always going to be a feel-out process, but I just hope Marcus Freeman and Mike Denbrock, they just go right from the start.
Yeah.
Just show the Aggies and the 12th man, hey, yeah, you guys are good. It's loud here, but we came to play. We have some goals that we want to accomplish, and we want to be back on top as well.
Yes.
It's time that we finally, when we say that this is our year, let's actually make that happen.
Yeah.
That's what they're out to do.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. And I think Notre Dame is gonna shock the world. I really do. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, and we have to here because this first game is going to dictate pretty much everything going forward. Because not only do we have A&M to start the year, and I don't like to look too far ahead, but going back to Florida State and Georgia Tech and Ireland last week, seeing how good of a game that was, and we see that Georgia Tech's capable of pulling off an upset. Florida State kept fighting back. We got to play both those teams after this.
Yeah.
And, of course, we come in thinking that Georgia Tech's the weaker opponent, but now they become a concern now because it's really a case of was that just a fluke? Is Georgia Tech really that good, or did Florida State just crap the bed? I don't know. But all I'm saying is when it comes to our overall schedule after this, we've got more contending there. We've got more teams that are stepping up and showing that they could step up and play with the best, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I agree. It's
I think it's best. So I've said too much. It's best to just focus on Texas A&M. But it's a lot to digest for this first game because so much has happened already. It's ridiculous. First week 0, a top 10 team goes down, and then we got all the biggies starting up this weekend. So should be a lot of fun, and I'm ready for it. That time has arrived, and I'm ready. Let's go.
Yeah, I am too. It's going to be a humdinger of a weekend. There's some very interesting matchups that aren't just Notre Dame and A&M. LSU, Southern Cal, Georgia, Clemson, obviously. So yeah, we got some really notable games coming, but obviously the only one that truly matters is Notre Dame. And it's in prime time, so it matters according to the networks, or the network, I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Ben.
It's that time.
Yes, it is.
That time.
I feel myself trembling a little bit when I'm.
It is score prediction time.
Yes, and I'm trembling, and it's, I'm doing I'm keeping it professional, but I'm trembling, just out of excitement here. So yeah, Matt and I gave our score predictions already. I predicted a 31. I think I said 31-20, and I think what happens is Notre Dame maintains the lead, but they get that score late that seals the deal. Whether they're up by 7, they get a field goal, or they're up by 3 and get a touchdown. Either way, we get that touchdown late to secure the deal. Matt had more of a thrilling contest. He said Notre Dame 28-24. So what does the mind of Ben think when he sees this matchup?
I say, okay, here's the eyebrow raise. I say Notre Dame 36, A&M 17.
So you're predicting more of a, for lack of a better term, dominating type performance.
Mm-hmm.
Or win, I should say.
Riley Leonard throws for 400 yards in his debut as the Irish quarterback.
That's a bold prediction, especially for the first game of the season too. But I like it though. And listen, Matt and I both said this. We don't want it to be close. And obviously that's how every fan feels about their team. You don't want it to be close. You want your guys to go out there and dominate and win big. But the problem is you can't guarantee that, of course.
No.
But I love your boldness here, dude. I like it. I hope that is the case. And we'll see. They could do this. I mean, yeah, they're the main concern, like I said, in my opinion, is I think the offensive line, wondering how they can gel or not, because that Texas A&M front seven, it's safe to say that front seven's pretty good. I mean, they got a transfer from I forget his name. I can't remember if he was an edge rusher or a linebacker, but he was one of the leaders. I think he was the Big Ten leader in sacks last year. I forget the guy's name. I'm blanking on his name, but they had him transfer in, and along with the talent that's already there. So we'll see. If Riley Leonard can do that, then that shows he's the real deal against this front seven.
Yep.
So
we'll see.
Well, on that note, Ben, is there anything else that you would like to add? I mean, I wanted to make sure that you got the majority of the time here.
All I got is that I'm excited to see Notre Dame back on this field, and the only thing that stinks is that we have to wait all day. All day.
No, I'm sure you can find something to do. I know I can stay up late and just sleep, but there's going to be some other games on too during the day. Like I know
there'll be a bunch of fun matchups, but yeah.
Yeah, all the real big ones start at night. I mean, you got from what I understand anyway. But you got Penn State, West Virginia at I think that's an 11 o'clock kickoff.
Georgia Clemson's like an 11 o'clock kickoff. I could not believe that.
Oh, I was thinking they were prime time too, but I guess I was wrong. But all I know is there's going to be some good games to choose from in the daytime. But
yeah, for sure. But
it's going to be a fun opening. Not opening, but a fun week 1 of college football. I mean, week 0 started off with a bang. Now this is where we get a chance to see what everybody else is made of and get an idea of where we're going forward for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
But all I know is it's great to have you back, buddy. Like I said, I missed you for when Matt Shelton was here, but like I said, there's going to be plenty of opportunities to do that again. And like I said, you're irreplaceable, my friend.
I appreciate it more than you know.
Well, hey, we've been at this for we're entering our 5th football season. Been doing this since 2020. Let's keep it going.
Yep, let's keep it going.
Absolutely. So, on that note, everybody, I'm Sean Moriarty.
I'm Benjamin Walters.
That time has arrived. We look forward to another great season of Notre Dame football with you guys and talking to you all about it and making videos and having all this fun. So, as we always say every video, good night, God bless, and go Irish.
Go Irish. Beat A&M.